Hello guys. I am getting a lot of questions about doing the OLS lesson today. I'm assuming these are from students who are new. So I figured it would just be easier to make a video, and I will send you this video if you have this question on how to do an OLS lesson. Okay, so looking at our class plan is where we're going to start. Click on plan. Today the activity is to do 4.01 story time. Click on it. Click more so you can see everything that's there. So my instructions. Today you will complete this lesson, 4.01 story time, and corresponding with that is the story of the glass of milk, which I've linked here. It is also in your Classics for Young Readers book that was sent to you, but we have a digital copy. We read this in class today. For two of the classes. If you're in the advanced class, you did not have a Class Connect today, so you will need to read this independently, but it's linked there. But to do the lesson, you click on my link here. It takes you to the very first slide of that lesson. So basically you're just navigating through the activity. If it has a video, you watch the video. If it has a question, you answer the question. Excuse me. So I'm not going to watch this whole video, but you would click on this. This boy talks a little bit, talking about this. What does it mean to tell a story? Just listening to Arnold, this fake dude with crazy hair, talk about, stories. Okay, that was the first one. Then there's arrows down here. You click the arrow, takes you to the next slide. And this is just telling you the reading list for this unit. There are materials. Unless I tell you that it's a graded assignment, you do not need these materials. They're provided as a resource. They're a great tool for you. If you like to take notes or that's something you need to do for comprehension, you can download them and take notes on them as you go through these units. But this is not a requirement for today. Okay, it's just a material that's there. So there's really not anything else to do on this page. You've viewed it, because it's keeping track that you've gone through each of these steps of the lesson. Click the arrow. Story time 2. So you're getting all the way through story time is your goal for today. That's the whole lesson here. So the first activity, and there's lots of different things that you do because it wants to touch all of the topics that are going to be on those tests, kind of in little chunks. So it talks a little bit about synonyms, antonyms, and cognates. There is, again, materials that are optional. There's a graphic organizer. You can click on it. I'll just go ahead and click on it. Downloads it. And it's just a document. It's opening on my other screen. I'll drag it over once it's open. That if you want to print it out and use it as you're learning some of these words, it's a great resource, but it is not required. Same thing with our vocabulary list. You can download it. These are all the words in this whole unit that they're going to touch on. You can print that out so you can define them on here if you want, if you like to write definitions. That's up to you. But as far as a grade, that's not required right now. So the expectation would be that you would read this. Once you've read it, you move on to the next one. Now you're going to practice it. Vocabulary, try it. You read a little bit more. This is part of that online learning, being autonomous, doing some of these things on your own. And here's an activity. So there's a graphic organizer. That's the optional activity. But you can look at that as you review the different parts of these instructions. You can complete the graphic organizer. So you click reveal, and it's telling you what to do. It's gives you the answers if you were writing down synonyms and antonyms, etc. Click on to the next thing. Again, I'm going quickly. You're going to want to spend more time on these. I just wanted to show you what the expectation is. So now we're here, and this is story time. We read this story in class, The Glass of Milk. Talks a little bit about what short stories are, so you just read this. Before you begin reading, you're going to do a review of the parts of short story. We've been talking about this in class, so this should be a review for you. That's why I try to tie what we do in Class Connect to what I expect you to do on your own, so that this is not so difficult for you, especially when there's going to be quizzes involved in some of these lessons. So clicking through because we know this. The climax. So you're just reading it, looking it over. We get to learn a little bit about our author for our story. And now you're at the point where it would expect you to read it. You can click on this. It'll open up the digital version. Again, optional graphic organizer that will be given to you almost every short story, just telling you like it's a resource that you can use when you're reading a short story. And then you've read the story, now there's some questions. So we did a couple of these in class today. Like we learned that all of these apply to the boy. You can check your answer. Yeah, you got it right. Go to the next question. So we did this one, shame for check, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the answers for the rest because we didn't go over them. I want you to do them. You do those answers, you can check your answer, you move on to the next slide. So that's just comprehension practice for you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to keep going. Well, I'll just click through very quickly, but I'm not going to talk about each page. There's more activities that are embedded in here that you do, more questions that are embedded. You work through each of those things so that it's saying that you did it and you completed it. And I think 4 point, we're getting there. So that is the activity. This is like a drag and drop. So you would drag and drop the words and put them, and you can check your answer. So these are really good practice questions, and I want you to do them because they're very similar to what you're going to see on the FSA. On the FSA, there are drag and drop kind of questions. There are multiple correct answer questions. So these are a good resource for practicing that. So you're clicking through, and again, another embedded, I just clicked past it. So that is the activity. And then when you get to, so this one went all the way through, see it jumped right to 4.02, which you don't need to do yet because that's next week. But you can go back, story time, see it looks like I did it, I completed it. Lesson, or part 9 was the last part, so I'm done. That's it. It says, look, you did it all, good job. Okay, so that is how you navigate through lessons, and this is where it's going to show you your progress. I think on your screen there's going to be a bar that tells you your progress throughout these activities, and that's what that bar is. It's basically the progress throughout all of the units. That is how you navigate. And that was it for today's assignment. Next week, you're doing 4.02, and it has a quiz at the end. So you're doing all the activities, and then you're going to take a quiz that is a grade at the end. But this one doesn't have a quiz. You're just going through the lessons, reviewing the story we read together, and answering those questions. Okay, I hope that helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.